Want to bring in Republican strategist and former Nevada State GOP Chairman Amy Tarkanian. Amy, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
The more texts that come out really put the story together in terms of how they came up with this whole Russia probe. What do you make of all of this?
Well, you know, it's frightening. You have Senator Reid, who was briefed by then CIA Director Brennan, and those documents supposedly being leaked and used for a Yahoo News story to actually catapult this into these allegations. It's mind-blowing that something like this could actually take place. You know, you have the FBI that's supposed to be basically an independent agency, and what we're finding is they are abusing their power.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly appears, Steve, that they were all in this in terms of a fix, coming together with a story about a probe, about a story about Russia collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia, which never existed, and they seem to be all in on it.
Absolutely. That's the real collusion. And what's amazing is they try to redact some of this stuff, try to hide it, obviously. They never thought this guy was going to win. They were going to do everything they could to keep him from winning. And then when he won, you know what they said, oh, you know what? And they continued to cover up and continued doing these illegal things.
And now
they should be in jail for abusing their authority.
It's a massive abuse of power.
Side.
That's why this story enrages me. They have these powerful seats, and they use that power to actually take down a political enemy, Donald Trump.
And what they don't want to say is...
Based on nothing.
What they don't want to say is the president, then President Obama, probably knew all about it.
Well, that's what these text messages are leading. Amy, what do you think about that? I mean, how far up the chain does this go? Did Obama direct all of this?
Well, you know, that's a very good question, and I would actually find it very hard to believe that he didn't know about this taking place.
Of course.
You know, we're finding out more and more about the abuse that the FBI and the CIA have been doing over actually for quite some time, not just, you know, recently. So, you know, it stinks to high heaven, and I think it does start at the top.
Meanwhile, we know that the FBI and the Department of Justice are now officially under investigation for the alleged FISA abuses in the Russia probe, following allegations last month by GOP House Intel Committee members. DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz announced yesterday he's reviewing what FBI officials and the Department of Justice knew when they asked a federal court to let them spy on former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page during the presidential campaign. Here's what House Intel Committee Chairman Devin Nunes and House Judiciary Committee Chairman Bob Goodlatte had to say about the investigation last night.
This is not a simple move for the Inspector General to make, to go after the top people in the FBI.
You can't have the most important law enforcement organization in the world conducting itself in the manner it did in 2016 and on into 2017.
Just extraordinary. And, you know, Bob Goodlatte joined me 2 weeks ago on Sunday Morning Futures. He said he was going to subpoena for the documents. Then they slow-walked all the documents. So they start this investigation, and they say, look, we want 1.2 million documents. They send 3,000 over 6 months. It's just outrageous.
Oh, but now Christopher Wray, he's adding more men.
He's doubling it up.
Women. Yeah, he's adding more manpower and woman power to it.
That's right.
He's got to make a decision whether he's going to be the guy who cleans up the FBI and saves the FBI or go down. He cannot be straddling the fences he's doing now and saying, oh, we're trying our best.
Yeah.
He's got to make a fundamental decision.
Amy, what I want to know is, will there be any justice here? Look, we know that the people who had these powerful seats have abused their power. I'm talking about Jim Comey, Andrew McCabe, Bruce Orr at the Department of Justice, and a couple of others, not to mention Peter Strzok and his girlfriend Lisa Page. Are we going to see the justice here?
You know, with somebody like President Trump being in office, I sure would hope that there is going to be. But it seems to be a pattern that's happened over and over, where these individuals are actually just released and let free. And it's very disappointing, and I think the public is really tired of it. I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would like to see that take place.
You know what else
finally.
is incredible? When you look at the participation of the CIA and John Brennan and Mr. Clapper, who have been all over CNN all year, so critical of this president. How arrogant is this? They were also in on it, it appears.
Yes, and even more arrogant, Comey coming out with a book.
Oh, I know.
Hello?
I know.
Come
All
on.
of this went on your watch, and you're over there selling your book and, again, attacking this president. I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah, they should throw the book at him.
Jim Comey's going to go on all these talk shows.
Oh, yeah.
He is not going to get pressed. People are not familiar. They choose not to familiarize themselves with what was going on at the FBI under his leadership. They're not going to press him on it. They're going to ask him how much he hates Trump on a scale from 1 to 10.
Right. And what they try to do is muddy the waters. They come up with lots of different information to just confuse everything when we actually know very clearly what went on here.
Well, can the Attorney General Sessions step up to the plate and make sure that this is going to be done with the department he has today?
That's what he needs to do. Will he do it?
That's the question.
Yeah. We'll see.
Especially with that number 2 he has, who's part of that collusion.
Rod Rosenstein. Yeah, exactly.
Rod Rosenstein signed off on the renewal of the FISA warrant. I mean, the last renewal. So he's got his hands aren't clean on that either.
Good point. Well, they did renew that FISA warrant four times, right? Once and then an additional 3 times, Amy Tarkanian, with the same information, the same dossier they used to just keep renewing it so that they could keep spying on him. Final word from you, Amy. We got to jump.
Yes, well, I hope that Attorney General Sessions does step up. I know that there have been a number of Republicans in the base that have been disappointed with him moving so slowly. So let's hope that he goes in the right direction with this.
We certainly will keep on it. Amy, good to see you. Thanks so much. Amy Tarkanian joining us there.